Saludos programas, bienvenidos, buenas noches y hola. ¿Cómo estamos esta noche, mi gente? How are we doing tonight? I am el Buntador El Segundo here with Los Lobos de Lucha, our CMLL weekly review. Here we got the full crew on tonight, which is awesome. We have El Jefe Mikey. El Jefe, ¿cómo está?
Está bien, ¿y tú? ¿Y tú?
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. And then we have Papa also, who's back. Papa also, how you doing?
I'm great. It's good to be
Huzzah.
back.
Huzzah. Awesome. So, mi gente, there is a lot of like nutty, negative stuff going on right now. So please come with us, wrap let us wrap the warm, comfy blanket that is Lucha Libre around you and hang out with us as we talk about last week's CMLL show, Viernes Espectacular show from January 17th from the Catedral de Lucha Libre, Arena, Mexico. Really quick, we are still at the doing the Viernes Espectacular VIP. What does that mean? Well, they at the end of the year, CMLL they take a poll of the matches that people enjoyed the most over the entire year. So these are some replays or some taking it back matches. So some of these matches, all these matches did happen in 2024. This is just a revisiting of those matches, but with some different outcomes. But very first game in my attempts to make lucha libre for the masses, if you will. And since it is the beginning of the year, I just want to kind of refresh everyone on certain things. So really quick, Relevo Australiano. What is a Relevo Australiano? Well, it is a type of rule set that they use in lucha libre. Quite real, literally means Australian rules. And this is a trios match. So you have two teams of three wrestlers. Each team has one wrestler that is designated as a captain. And then to win the match, you either have to pin or submit the captain, or you have to pin or submit the other two teammates on the team. So that brings us to our first match, where we have a Relevo Australiano, two falls, where we see the Técnico team of Espíritu Negro, Dulce Gardenia, and Rey Cometa against the Rudo team of Cancerbero, Virus, and Luciferno, Los Canceberos de Inferno. And then the team of Espíritu Negro, Dulce Gardenia, and Rey Cometa, they are Los Dulces Atrapasueños. So the first fall in this went to the Rudos, um, where we saw Virus submitting Dulce Gardenia. The second fall went to the Technicals, where we saw Dulce Gardenia pinning Cancerbero. And then finally, the third pinfall did go to our technical team of Los Dulces Atrapasueños, giving the Technicals the win for the night. Papa also, let's start with you. What'd you think? Oh, and really quick, we here at Los Lobos de Lucha, we love Los Dulces Atrapa Sueño. And if we didn't love them before, we gotta love them more
Yes.
now because we had a whole fusion dance with Dulce Gardenia coming in. Like, I mean, come on,
They
come
were
on,
the best.
come
They
on.
were the best. I was like, yay. And I was so happy that they won.
Right? All right. So, what'd you think of the match?
I loved it. Of course, I always like, it's very rare do I ever have anything negative to say about one of these matches. I just love it's these man, this style of wrestling, it's just fun to watch. It's just enjoyable. Even the poor matches are fun to watch. The ones where you're like, "No, that was okay." Like
Yeah.
most people will be like, "Nah." I'm like, I love this. I love all of the the high flying off the top ropes. I love the jumping from the ring to the floors. I love all of the sort of choreographed moves that they do. It's and I've said it, and I'll say it a million times, is that the men's, it's like a dance. It's like they're dancing, and it
It
is,
is.
times it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
And just the way that they move, and sometimes those moves are so fast that they're almost in slow motion, and it's
Mhm.
this gives this feeling of this sort of, just this sort of dancey choreography, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And these folks were all over the damn place, and Gardenia, man, oh, he was cooking it tonight,
He
and I was
was.
I was loving him. Of course, I love him all the time, but
Yeah.
I just that and then this trio was super fun, and I don't think I've actually seen these other two folks before, because I was
Oh,
trying to
Rick
remember. I was
Roll.
like, have I seen them before? And I don't think I have. And I love them, and I'm assuming that that's either what is it, Aztec or Mayan influence?
Oh, Rey Cometa and
Y-
Espiritu Negro.
Yeah,
It is a native person's
like a native. Yeah, I didn't know if it was. I didn't know, because at first wasn't sure if it was like native, like what we would Native American, or if it
yeah.
was like more like Aztec Maya sort of influence. But I loved their costumes,
Yeah,
and
their home arena is Guadalajara, so I have to do a little bit more research
that's
to see what their inspiration pulls from, because don't
okay.
forget, that's a whole different region in Mexico
Well, true,
from
true,
Mexico City. So
true. Okay, I was just curious. I mean,
yep.
because I just for some reason I was like, I don't think I've seen these guys before, but I love them. I think, and I'd like to see more of them. And But no, I loved it. I love, it's one of the, this is like this, the opening, the opening one is the one that always sets us up. And
Yep.
I thought it set us up pretty well.
Hey, jefe, dígame.
I hated this match. No, just kidding. Listen, anybody who has followed on the Instagram knows, since I do all the report cards, I cannot betray my true feelings. This match was a lot of fun. My favorite part of this whole thing, because I agree with what has been said so far, but my favorite part, or my favorite move of this match, was the finisher. Dulce getting up to the top rope and doing a tornado corkscrew, whatever you want to call it, and
Mhm.
then gets into a modified armbar where he locks them up, does the armbar, but then like goes to the side
Yeah,
and poses with
right,
it.
man,
I was
poses.
like, listen, I have been watching wrestling for for not as long as some folks, but for a good chunk of time. And when I tell you that I was surprised, I was like, how have I not seen the submission done like this before? Also, did you guys hear the pop that Dulce got when he jumped off that rope during the finisher?
Yes,
Like this.
yes.
Ugh, I love Dulce. I need more of him. But this match was a lot of fun. I love the creative finish, the corkscrew, and then getting into a modified armbar with the pose, and then the crowd being behind this team. And again, El Butador, you bring up this picture. I'm like, we get a fusion dance moment right here. I'm just like, if they don't, if we, had a sign ready. I was like, if they don't win, we riot.
Right.
This
Yeah.
This match
Good.
put a smile on my face, and I was
Yeah.
just like, I had a good time with this one. And I was just like, this is exactly what was needed to start off the evening. It was just a fun match. It was a quick one. It was a quick match. And Dulce being able to get the pin for the team was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, it's funny you said that, because literally on my notes right here I have Deuce of the Gardenia just puts a huge smile on my face. he does. And I also was very happy, because I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Deuce of Gardenia. He is very gay coded, right? Whether the person is or not, that's the character, right?
Right.
And
He's playing that exotico archetype that we've seen in the past, too.
exactly. But the pop, the cheers that he gets when he comes in, and especially like when he does that thing, when he does it, all of his like the fanciful things, like when he runs and someone runs after him and he stops and he does that like little kick back, look back
It's like,
thing, and
ooh, are you following me?
yeah, and then like when he does a rope to rope and he hops over someone, when he hops over him, he's like, yay, like, and just the reaction that the crowd gives him, the cheers that they give him, it just, it's great. And I love it. The other thing I did want to point out is I believe in the second pinfall, Rey Cometa, he hit this torneo that was just gorgeous. So if people don't know, a torneo is when a wrestler they'll jump and they like corkscrew into the person laterally, and the torneo that Reiko Meta hit was just like so tight, and he got such great spin. I was amazed by it. It almost looked like I was watching an Olympic diver doing like a dive routine off the top rope. It was fantastic. So your technical team of Espiritu Negro, Rey Cometa, and Dulce Gardenia get the win, which brings us to our next match of the night, which again is a Relevo Australiano, best 2 out of 3 falls, which we have the technical team of Star Junior, Fugaz, and Explosivo versus the Los Depredadores, the Rudos, the Los Depredadores faction of CMLL, which is ran by Volador Jr. This team is of Magia Blanca, Rugido, and Magnus. In our first fall, we had Star Junior pinning Magia Blanca. In our second fall, we had Magia Blanca pinning Star Junior, and then in our third pinfall, we have I believe the Technicos got pinned and submitted, giving the Rudos the win for the night. Yep, giving the win to Magia Blanca, Rugido, and Magnus. Little side note, Fugaz, he hit, I believe it was a moonsault or something like that. Landed kind of weird. They ended up taking him out on a backboard and stretcher. However, I looked and looked and looked. It looks like he's not injured. So if he is, Fugaz, we hope that you recover and you get to see you back in the ring sooner rather than later. But yeah, Jefe, let's start with you. How'd you feel about our second match?
So I thought this was a really, really solid match through and through. Of course, we've seen this matchup time before, but even upon repeat, I love this match. Let me tell you though, again, I'm gonna point out these weird creative moves because that's how my brain operates. Like I will focus on the weird stuff. When I tell you when we got that double pin, so of course we get like a modified German suplex. I was like, okay, cool. Then I turn over my attention. I'm like, sir, did you go for a octopus and then twist the whole entire human being and put him into a submission? I was like, what is this madness?
Right.
So anybody who is familiar with either grappling or professional wrestling or stuff like that, the octopus submission is really intricate, but it also puts a lot of pressure on certain pressure points and ligaments where you want to tap out. Otherwise, you're about to get your shoulder blade and your arm snap. The fact that he was able to get his opponent into that while carrying the motion of also turning them over to kind of get them onto the ground and then immediately go back to pull into a submission. There is no room for error on that because somebody's about to get an arm snap. And the fact that it was hit without any problem and it was done so seamlessly just blows my little mind.
Yeah.
again, I'm going to give you the weird wrestling technician aspects of my brain, but I was amazed. I was like, how did you not break that person's arm? And can I see you do it again?
Right.
So,
You know, like wrestlers just, at the profession, you're constantly on the go and constantly going from like show to show to show. So when they hit moves like that, I'm like, do y'all get like practice with each other to like pull that off, or is that just like something that you just like know? Like, yeah, it's beautiful how they executed that, and uh, you know, uh, yeah, it was beautiful. Papa also.
Yes, it was so good. And I love Rugido's mask. I love that furry mask every time I see it. I don't know why. I just freaking love it. And I love him too, and I love Magnus. I mean, actually, all of these folks I know. But yeah, this was a brutal match. This is
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this following the first match, and I was thinking, okay, we're gonna get the 6 man, another 6 man. It's gonna be this. Okay, all right. No, it wasn't that at all. It was like, wow. I was like, phew. And then
Yep.
people getting carried out on stretchers, and I was just like, wow, this and all the moves, man. Now I will say all the moves were beautiful. I mean, they
Hmm.
were just wow. I just loved I love it. And again, I just every time I see Rohido in that mask, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they wrestle in like fur.
Right.
I
Yeah.
know it's off topic, but my God, I was just every time he comes out, I'm like, how is he alive?
Right. And the mask still looks so good.
Yeah,
The
it does.
first, like,
Because
oh
I
yeah,
would die.
yeah.
I'd be like,
Oh
hello,
yeah,
and drop dead.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but no, I love this match. I thought this match was so powerful. It was so, gosh, it was so just raw and
Mm,
just, I loved it. It was so
yeah,
good.
yeah. My two notes. My first one is that in the first pinfall, the Technicos hit this suicida on the three Rulos who were on the outside of the ring, and I don't know if if they choreographed this to do it at the same time, because a lot of times when you see technical teams do like a tope, like someone is off, but these three were just like connected, and they all hit the rope and jumped and hit that tope at the same time, and it just looked gorgeous. It looked so gorgeous. The second thing I have is that we did have Mihei come out with the Rula team, and he did get some action in on Star Junior by I'm sorry, he did get some action in on Explosivo by jumping on his nuts. And then the thing that did cause the injury to Fugaz, he hit this crazy from the top rope. It was like a falling head swing, and I guess when he came down, like his head smacked the ground and then came around. Which that's what caused him to get taken out on the backboard. But yeah, great match. Your Rudo team, Magia Blanca, Rugido, and Magnus, Los Trepadores, get the win. So this brings us to que another que sí, ¿por qué no? So what is a quadrangular? Okay, so in Spanish, quadrangular translates to four-sided or four-way. And lucha libre, this is a four-way match, pretty much. And these four-way matches can. I hope you don't hear that dong. Um, in Lucha Libre, these four-way matches, they can have many different stipulations. It could be for a belt. It could be for mask mask for mask, hair for hair, etc., etc., etc. So this brings us to our next match, which is a quadrangular, where we saw Barbario Cavernario, who we will be seeing this weekend in MLW action, against Barbosa, against Difunto, and against Shelhua. Shelhua was unfortunately a little outnumbered, as he was the only técnico in this ring of rudos. And the first, the first one that was eliminated was Shelhua, who was pinned by Barbosa. And then we had Barbario Cavernario pinning Difunto, which then left Barbario Cavernario and Barbosa. And then we have Barbario Cavernario pinning Barbosa to get the win for this match. Papa Oso, taking it back to you. What did you think?
So again, there were like Defunto. I've never met Defunto before. It was really kind of neat this whole night because I was meeting people I had never seen before, and I was kind of liking that, and because I get to see new people wrestle, and I was like, yay. Shelhua I've seen wrestle before, and I believe Barbaro Cavernario I've seen, and Barboza. I think maybe Barboza. I'm not sure about Barboza. Something about him says I've seen him before, but I visually don't recognize him.
So his partner, his tag team partner, is Zandakan Jr., who is our favorite pirate luchador.
Oh, okay.
The one that looks like he belongs in One Piece.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I like this one too. This one was really, really good. Probably wasn't one of my that's wrong. I don't want to say not one of my favorites because I love them all, but this was probably one of my, it was good. It was good. I liked it. I thought again all the wrestlers did great. I felt that it lacked something for me. This one did. I don't know what it was. It could have just been me because I was unfamiliar with some of them, and I was just trying to figure that out before, and that may have done it to me. I don't really know the reasoning, but this one just sort of felt weaker than the others.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But again, I loved them, and I always I just feel bad talking bad about them because I love them so much that I always feel bad saying bad things about them.
Right, because you're afraid that someone's going to construe that as you like actually talking bad about the match.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, no, I love that. I love it. And I just but in the overall, this was probably my not my least favorite, but it just felt a little less than
right. This was the match that you would either go to the bathroom or get
snacks. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. Papos, Jefe.
You're both wrong. Are you kidding? No, I was kidding. So I slightly disagree, but I think I can attest to maybe what Papa Oso is saying. And this may be completely wrong, but I think that maybe it was a little bit of a disconnect because, at least from what I saw, Barbaro dominated a lot of this match. Like, he was showcased a lot, and he ended up doing a lot of and most of the damage too. Of course, he didn't get all the eliminations, but the way that he just brutalized the opponents out there. Yeah. First and foremost, I thought he broke a rib when he went onto that top turnbuckle and dived straight to the floor. Like full on frog splash onto the floor. And then I watched it in slow motion, and that ricochet of him body bouncing up a little bit after he hit that, I was like, somebody broke a rib.
Yeah, and Barbosa was lying flat on the ground, and he blanched right on top of him. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yes, and then on top of that, he frog splashed onto somebody who was laying not like at an angle like we're used to, so people don't get hurt, but fully flat on the ground. I'm like, somebody better go see a chiropractor tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, while I loved watching Barbaro demolish the competition in the way that he did because he is a brutalizer and I love it. I feel that if you're going to, and again, lucha libre rules are different than what we view in the Western, and the rule sets are a lot different than how wrestling should be in the Americas versus the, true lucha libre in Mexico. But I feel like if you're going to have multi-person matches, especially if it's like a quote unquote quadrangular or a fatal four-way, as we commonly call them here in the United States, I feel that a good fatal four-way match needs to have speed, intensity, and equilibrium of people being able to do their thing, especially if it's an elimination style match. If you have one person doing most of the heavy lifting, so to speak, and then also be the one that is doing the most damage, then it kind of takes away from the other people in the match. And then it's just like, well, I mean, I'm not mad that this person won, but it felt like it was a foregone conclusion but when the match started at the very beginning. And I think because Barbaro was such a focus in this match, I feel like it took away from everybody else and what they were doing in the match as well. I will say, though, the way that Barbaro was like, this man 360-degree pancake flipped another human being and then did a plancha off the rope and just like, I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. I'm not going to lie.
Also, when Defunto tight roped and tried to jump on Barbaro and he just caught him and power bombed him, that was pretty slick.
That adds to that. Maybe there might be a disconnect for Papa Oso here. And again, this is just my own thing, and maybe I could be completely wrong. But I feel like if you focus on one of the four participants in this elimination style type of match, I feel like some translation and equilibrium get lost along the way. Because this match had speed. This match had, the fun moves and everything. But I feel the equilibrium was not here for this one because, again, everyone got some stuff in here. But the focus was on Barbaro, and it kind of didn't give leeway for anybody else. That's just my opinion, though. I still had a good time with this match, but I feel that we need to just tweak it a little bit for the future.
Yeah. So again, Barbaro Cavernario comes out with the win in this quadrangular, which brings us to our next semi-main event, which takes us back to this quadrangular from 2024, from the 91st anniversary. Hechicero, Esfinge, Euphoria, and El Valiente. Now, of course, at the 91st anniversary, everyone's mask was on the line. At that time, Euphoria was still a masked luchador. This, I believe, was collectively all of our match for 2024, our favorite match. It was very emotional. It was a slobber knocker match. Great match. Please go onto YouTube, look up Hechicero versus Finge versus Euphoria versus El Valiente for their Máscara contra Máscara contra Máscara contra Máscara quadrangular. Please look it up. You will, if you are a wrestling fan, you will not be disappointed. And on this come around, I was not disappointed either. The stakes are a little bit different. No one did lose their mask. Euphoria, as we saw, Euphoria has already lost his mask. However, we did have a little bit of a different ending in this, and I actually enjoyed the way that this ended. But in this match, the first ones that were eliminated were Euphoria and Hechicero, where Euphoria was pinned by Esfinge, and Hechicero was pinned by El Valiente. And then we had Esfinge versus El Valiente. Esfinge ends up pinning El Valiente. I feel like that we're not done with this though, especially between Esfinge and Valiente. Papa Oso, did I? No, El Jefe. I'm gonna come to you first. What'd you think? How'd you like the ending? What'd you think?
So as soon as I saw that this was going to be on there, I immediately knew. I was just like, we're gonna get the short and sweet, no Sabrina Carpenter version of this whole entire thing, which I was fine with because I was like, I love this one. This was one. This was my match of 2024. So I was just like, you know what? I'm ready for a round two. And I really enjoyed this match. These four definitely brought it. Of course, as you mentioned, we got a different outcome. So I will say, what I loved in this match, I'm like, as Fiendhand, I'm like, you did a whole roundhouse kick to somebody's face. Like, what? Like, and what impressed the hell out of me too is, okay, so I'm no martial arts or, jujitsu expert, so bear with me. But normally, at least to my understanding, and thanks to Andrew and the professor, they have been teaching me in the ways very well. Usually with roundhouse kick, like even though it's not a full running start, before you start kicking, you do have to step and pivot with your foot to get a little bit of a momentum. And then it's because of that momentum that you're able to continue to do multiple roundhouse kicks. The fact that his Fiendhand didn't even have to do the forward momentum, he just planted his foot and turned. And then literally just the momentum, like, because I was afraid, ooh, he ain't gonna hit this. He's too far away. The man literally defied the laws of physics because as soon as he planted his foot and began to do the turn into the roundhouse kick, I don't know whether it was, pushing off with the back foot that he was using to kick or the pivoting foot. He covered a distance of like 5 inches, which was exactly what he needed to land that roundhouse kick to El Valiente. And I was like, sir, how did you defy the laws of physics and measurements and everything? Because that was awesome. And then, of course, watching him pick up the person, just drag him over to, like, pick him up on his shoulder over to the corner just to give a full running start and then toss him. I was like, that is evil, and I'm here for it. So I enjoyed this match. It was a lot of fun. I'm happy to see his Fiendhand walk out a win because he doesn't really get to do that much. He doesn't get to win too much, but recently he's been getting some shine and some wins, so I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, especially when this four-way rivalry was really hot. Esfinge seemed like to come up on the butt end of a lot of the matches that they had. So, but yeah, it was good to see him get the win. Papa also.
I love this match, and it was really exciting to see these guys back in the ring together since the last time we saw them. I have missed Esfinge. I mean, where has he been? He like came out and I'm like, wait a minute.
For those of us who watch MLW, we got to see him have a banger in a triple threat match.
Yeah, I have not seen Esfinge in forever.
For reals.
I mean,
he's been doing a lot of the other shows like Guadalajara and the Saturday show.
Okay, well, I mean, that's fair. I just was like, he was there and then he wasn't. And then he suddenly was again. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's cool. I loved it. I love that it was. I love that Hechicero and Euphoria were the first to be taken out because their story has already been told,
right?
Yep. And then of course El Valiente was trying to rip Esfinge's mask off, and I was like, here we go again, guys. This is gonna be so much fun. This is gonna be great. Oh my god. And it was pretty damn good. And I did like the outcome. I thought it was a good outcome. I thought it was the right outcome.
Yep.
And so, yeah, this was great. I mean, when I saw them announcing them, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. And it was great. These guys are amazing in the ring together.
I love Euphoria's new look. I love his new entrance. He is rocking that whole black leather thing. I mean, I'm just saying, I would buy him a drink or two. But yeah, no, I totally agree that seeing Hechicero and Euphoria get knocked out first, it made sense. Of all the matches of the night, this is the one match that I felt I wasn't mad about the outcome. I felt that the ending was a bit rushed to my liking. However, I do know that with Esfinge and Valiente, especially now that Valiente has flipped and become Rudo, that this, like you said, Papa, also their story now is going to be picking up, and we're probably going to be seeing that. And heck, we might see the Mascara versus Mascara contra Mascara of Esfinge Valiente at the 92nd anniversary. So, which I wouldn't mind. And I know we got a few months and a bunch of shows and a bunch of mass ripping before that, but yeah, I'm here for it. So this brings us to our main event. Where we see the Rulo team of Volador Jr., Angel de Oro, and Niebla Roja, the Hermanos Chavez, uh, against the newly formed Sky team of Místico, Sky Team faction, I should say, of Místico, Máscara Dorada, and Neon. This was a relevo australiano, best 2 out of 3 falls. Captain for the Rudos was Volador Jr. The captain for the Technicals was Místico. Really quick, and I didn't make the graphic for it, but the Sky Team is actually Mystico's faction. There have been numerous iterations of it. Volador Jr. actually was one of the original members of Sky Team. Of course, he has his own stable now, the Depredadores. But yeah, apparently Sky Team is reborn now with Místico, Máscara Dorada, and Neon. Also, do we think that Volador Jr. is really tapping the Star Trek Mirror Universe logic that to be evil, I need to have facial hair? Yes or no? Papa also?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually love his new look.
Yeah. What do you think? Mirror Universe, Star Trek, facial hair, evil? Yes or no?
Sure, yes.
Okay. So let's start with you. What do you think of this main event?
I thought this was a fun main event. Oh my gosh, the Mirrorverse. Anyways, no, I really enjoyed this main event. I think that anytime Mystical is involved is always going to be a good time. I mean, biased, but I love it. I will say, I think my favorite point of this match to kind of show off Sky Team as a faction. I love that when Místico went and jumped off of the top rope onto Volador outside. Meanwhile, in the ring, you have Máscara Dorada and Neon both, reverse and then get both of our brothers in the corners. Simultaneously, do back the headshot kicks, and then to witness Máscara Dorada hit a 450 splash, and then I forgot what the official move is called, but Neon does something, and Will could probably find similarities in this. Neon did like a reverse 450 splash where instead of flipping forward, he flipped backwards and then landed. Me
Yep.
and Will are familiar with this because that's something that over in TNA, Leon Slater does as one of his finishers too. Instead of doing a regular 450 front flip, he does like a reverse into it, which is crazy to watch. And the fact that that move specifically takes a lot of coordination and communication, and to be able to judge enough of the rotation to make sure that you don't scorpion yourself upon landing, or if you hit yourself on the knees of somebody, what to avoid. Like, the margin for error is not that great, so it's crazy. But the fact that Neon was able to hit that was beautiful, and this was just a lot of match. And I'm kind of with Papa also on this one. I was like, I wasn't sure how I felt about facial hair Volador Jr., but I am intrigued. So I look forward to this more.
All right, Papa also.
To Volador Jr. I mean, it's not just that. It's like his whole entrance felt different. Like when
It
he
did.
walked into the room, it felt different.
It
So
did.
he's
Yeah.
like changing everything. I mean, it's like he's doing a full change, and I'm really digging it. I like the new look. I love the. I know he always does the mask, but there was just something different about it,
Yeah.
and I was just like, why? What's going on? And then of course the reveal, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, okay, I'm here for that. I can live with this. Yep. Mm-hmm. And so I'm here for that. And this new faction with Mystico and Mascara Dorada and Neon, I'm really liking that too. I can't wait to see what more they do. But I will agree. I love that the ending of this match was not about Mystico and Volador Jr.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they took themselves out of the picture so that the others could do their thing. And I
Hmm.
really, really liked that. That neither of them are the ones that won the night. And
Yeah.
I really kind of like that the stars of the show, quote unquote, weren't the spotlights at the end. And I really did. I really like that a lot. I like how they ended this match. And yeah, that move that was great. The switch around. Oh man, it was so good. It was so good.
I've
So
only
and I
go
wasn't
ahead.
sure if it was going to be at first.
Now that I think about it, I could be completely wrong, but with all these VIP shows, and both of you can correct me, has it felt like a lot of the Rudos had been walking away with wins over the last
Yeah,
couple of weeks?
it has felt
Yeah.
very
So
Rudo heavy.
this show was a lot different because we got to see more of our technicals
Yes.
pull out the victory here. So I was like, all right, here we go. Let's do this.
Yep. 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 And our technical team of Mystico, Mascara Dorada, and Neon do pick up the win. I will say the one thing that is missing for Volador Jr., he needs to keep ripping his pants off. He needs to come out with the long pants and rip them off halfway through the first fall. Bring that back, Mascara. Yeah, I'm digging the whole long hair. I'm digging the yes. Okay, we have the facial hair evil thing going. We need the rippable pants. That was perfect. Love the rippable pants. So anyway, that brings us to the end. If you like what you see, if you want more Biconics, we are on the interwebs. You can find us all over the social medias, on the Instagrams, the Threads, the YouTubes, the Twitch, the Blue Sky. We have merch if you want to support what we do, because we do actually review WWE, AEW, TNT, TNA, GCW. We do Stardom, MLW. We do a lot. So and if you would like to support us even more, please pick up some of our merch over at BC WrestlePod, creatorspring.com, and you can find us on Patreon, BC WrestlePod. So this Friday, este viernes, what do we got coming up? Well, I will tell you. Oh my God, wrong screen, that screen, boom, there we go. So this Viernes Espectacular. I feel we have a pretty stacked show. I think that we are done with the VIPs. So we're getting back to our regular show. So in this show, we're going to be starting off with the Pequeño Estrellas. We're going to be seeing Angelito, Caligua, Pequeño Magia versus Full Metal, Rostro de Acero y Pequeño Pólvora. The second match is going to be Volcano, Fuego, and Dragón de Fuego versus Cráneo, Infarto, and Hunter. So that's going to be a fun match. Next, we are going to have an Amazonas match where we're going to see Lluvia, La Jarochita, India Sui versus Persephone, Reina Isis, and Dark Silueta. In a special match, in an evento especial, we're going to have Titan Esfinge and Star Jr. versus Zandakan Jr., Difunto y Barboza. And then, oh man, I forgot the name of their faction. Hang on one second. It's the pirate ship faction. Quite literally, they're they're the pirate ship faction in Spanish. I'll find it later. After that, we have our semi-main event, which is going to be a match relampago where we are going to see Hechicero versus Valiente. So get ready for that one because I feel some sparks are going to fly in that one. And then our main event, we have Místico Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. versus Templario. I'm sorry, Místico, Atlantis Jr. and Templario for Papa Oso versus Barbo Cabenario, Ángel de Oro y Niebla Roja, los hermanos Chavez. So we have, looking at the card for this upcoming Friday, El Jefe, which match intrigues you the most?
So, of course, I'm immediately going to gravitate towards our Amazonas because, they are fantastic. What I find interesting, and again, I could be completely wrong, I love that Persephone has kind of started aligning / working more with Reina Isis, which has been an interesting thing because I was like, paper, they don't have anything in common, but I love the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I think the match I'm looking forward to the most, surprisingly, just because I know how well he does. I'm excited for the Titan Esfinge and Star Junior versus Team Pirate Ship match. Like, I think look wise is gonna be hilarious.
El
But
Galeon Fantasma. That is
okay,
their
the
that is their
Phantom Galleon.
the
That's
Phantom
crazy.
Galleon, yeah. El Galeon Fantasma.
See, I paid attention in high school. I'm just kidding. No, but I'm excited for that because, of course, pirates. Duh.
Right.
But the fact that you have Titan and Esfinge going at it as well, like, with on the same side is going to be fantastic. I'm hoping to see Esfinge throw Titan around for the team. It's so much fun to watch.
So, Papa also, what matches intrigue you, mi amigo?
Well, the Amazonas, of course, because duh. And Persephone is my girl.
Yep.
I mean, I'm actually a lot of them because.
Yep. Wait for it.
Well, I mean, of course, Tim. Oh, hey,
Our Reno
hi, girl, there you are. Yep,
So,
love her. Of course, anything with Templario and it's gonna be up there at the top. And I don't know, I'm kind of excited for that Teton Esfinge Star Junior one too. Oh God! So those would be my three that I'm most intrigued. But I want to watch them all. But
oh yeah. Well, that's the whole plan is to watch them all.
yeah, but I really, of course, like I said, anytime I can see Templario on my screen, it's a good day.
Yeah. I am. I don't. Damn it! I don't have my notes for the Sin Salida. But I'm actually really interested. I'm excited for the Pequeños Estrellas for the beginning match because I believe Caligua was the one that lost. And I got to look back in my notes, but I believe he was the one that lost the Sin Salida and had to lose his mask. So there's going to be the first Baroness Spectacular with him coming back. If my memory serves me correctly. I might be wrong. So,
I will
and
double check the report cards. Hang on.
thank you, sir. And then I'm very interested in Hechicero and Valiente. They have kind of been building up like slow burn for them. And I feel that we are going to be getting, if we don't get an Esfinge Valiente Máscara contra Máscara match, we are going to get Hechicero against Valiente Máscara contra Máscara match, and that's going to be that's going to be something. And yeah, the Amazonas. We here at Los Lobos de Lucha, we stand with our Amazonas. So how you doing on the report cards there, Mikey?
I am pulling it up as we speak right now. Continue. Do the things.
Okay. So that does bring us to the end of our show. However, we have a whole bunch of shows coming up for the rest of the week. So tomorrow, because tomorrow is Thursday, is tomorrow today yet? Nope, tomorrow is still tomorrow. We still have 9 minutes, at least on the East Coast. So tomorrow, please join us at 7:30 for our GCW review of GCW. The People versus GCW. On Friday, we got the TNA crew, which I wonder who's on the TNA crew. They're going to be doing the Genesis review, and spoilers, one of the TNA crew was at Genesis live. Not
Don't know
naming
who that
any
could be.
Anyway.
No idea who that could be.
On Saturday, we have our WWE Saturday night's main event watch along. I can't believe they have another Saturday night main event. That's kind of kooky to me. At any rate, and then on Sunday, it's going to be our first podcast of the year. So it's going to be the BC Wrestle Pod Season 2, Episode 1, where we are going to be giving our what was it? Our least favorite
promo, wasn't
promos?
it?
Yeah, our least favorite promos of the year. And yes,
or in general, because it's gonna be hilarious. And yes, Steiner math is on the table if you want to pick it.
Nice. And yes, I was right. Caligua, he did lose his mask. Woohoo! I pay attention. So
fact check by Mikey.
So thank you all for watching. We are here every Wednesday, and please come and join us. If you want, if this blanket of Lucha just warmed your soul, please keep it. We'll bring another one next week. So until next week, for El Jefe, Papa Oso, por favor.
Damn.
Love yourselves. We love you. Just remember, we're Biconic. You're Biconic. We're all Biconic. And hablamos luego. Bye, everybody. Outro.
Me tiene loco en la cabeza cuando me tocas. Siento que todo está bien, pero en verdad yo no sé si tú